My very dear students of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India who have joined this very, very special webcast. You're all very fortunate that today the Board of Studies, especially the Skills Development Board of Studies, which our Honorable President Atul Kumarji Gupta has created this year, and of which the chairman is C.A. Jai Chaira ji, is one of the speakers and is going to lead a discussion to all of you. Today we have amidst us the Honorable President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the dynamic, the visionary President C.A. Atul Kumarji Gupta. We also have with us another crown in the jewel of the Institute's Council, C.A. Niharji Jambusaria, the Honorable Vice President. In fact, both the President and Vice President are so actively involved in the Institute's activities in the lockdown period that the few minutes before I was at the backstage talking to the service providers of the Institute and I was asking them, "Bhai, sab kaise chal raha hai? How everything is going on?" One of the service providers told me, "Sir, what do I tell you? The Honorable President has kept us so busy in all the webcasts, in all the programs of the Institute, that we just don't get time to move out of our house, out of our room." Such is the greatness of our President, that he has designed, he has devised, he has motivated so many of the committees to regularly conduct programs via the video mode, and this is the result of his motivation that we are here talking to each and every one of you. The Honorable Vice President, following the President, ICAI, is also extremely active from early in the morning till late in the night. He is also extremely busy supporting the Honorable President in all the spheres of activities that the Institute is taking. Esteemed students, you're all extremely skilled students of this particular course. So what is the skill sets in you and how you have to scale up them, and what is it that is expected from out of you? Our chairman of the Skill Development Board of the Board of Studies, Jai Chaira, will be interacting with you. But to begin with, it is my proud privilege, it is my pleasure, and it is an honor to invite the visionary President. What lucky students you are that today you have with you the Honorable President himself interacting with you. Yes, it is a great honor not only for each and every one of you, but for all of us, that we have the leaders of the Institute, the President and Vice President, here on this webcast. Without wasting much of time, may I request our Honorable President to please bless you all by his words of wisdom. Over to you, President.
Thank you, Rajendra Kumar ji, and Honorable Vice President ICAI, Nihar Jambusaria ji. My very dear friend and the Chairman of Student Skill Enhancement Board, Jai Chaira ji, in absentia the Pramod Bhub ji, and C.A. Rajendra Kumar ji, who is like mentoring these sessions for the day, and all my young friends, my younger brother and sister, the future of the profession, future chartered accountants. Good evening to all of you, and at the outset I congratulate Jai Bhai that we initiated a new beginning by creating a special board to enhance the skill of our colleagues, our students, and he is aptly contributing and with a full gene and dedication that how we can. So it is very important for all of us to understand that we should have that kind of a skills market is looking for. So just to share with you that today, when we are doing any support to our clients, like we are doing an articleship training, and we are associated with any principal, and we are rendering some good services to our client, please try to understand that what are the qualities that will make you a successful chartered accountant. It is the attitude of the accountability. It is the attitude of the responsibility, the maturity. I just share you now one example, that there was an office with Rajendra Kumar ji, and he was having the 2 articles. Now one day he was about to give a presentation on the, say for example, on the GST. Now he requested his 2 articles that you have to prepare a presentation tomorrow. I have a presentation in the, say, TVS company. Now what happened, because today we are living in the era of technology and social media is so active. So Mr. A, the guy A, immediately requested his friend on the Facebook or whatever the medium is there, and immediately he handed over the presentation on the GST related to the valuation within 15 minutes to Rajinder Kumar ji. But the other, our other student, that is B, could not give the presentation till late evening. So Rajinder Kumar ji was very angry. But what happened in the late night around 11 o'clock, he received a mail from Mr. B, the article B, that he shared his presentation not only about the valuation on the GST, but also he mentioned that I have customized the presentation based on the suitability to the client, so that when he is going to give a presentation to the client, it will be more based on the data of the client. So, meaning thereby, what will happen, that it will be much useful for Rajinder Kumar ji to use that presentation. Now, by having this kind of example, please evaluate yourself that whenever there will be the second time, when the Rajinder Kumar ji will be looking for a good presentation, whether he will request to A or he will request to B, certainly he will request to B. And what will happen, that with this kind of I will say the behavior of responsibility and the accountability by B will make him so lovable and attached with the Rajinder Kumar ji, that whenever there will be a challenging task, Rajinder Kumar ji will will take the help of the B. And in that process, automatically B will become a more mature, more knowledgeable and more successful future chartered accountant. So what I am trying to convey you, whether we are dealing with any client, whether we are dealing with any peer, whether we are dealing with any our principal, it is very, very important that we should have the right kind of attitude as well. And what I am talking about, the attitude means the attitude has a lot of number of traits. So you may have the accountability trait, you may have the responsibility trait, you should mature, you should have a very good presentation skill. So all these skills will have this kind of attitude, and gradually this attitude will become a behavior. And when it will become a behavior, it will become a character. And when it will become a character, automatically it will become a destiny. So what is very, very important for all of us, that it is not only the exam we have to qualify, but to become a successful chartered accountant, we should have the right set of attitude, the right set of a personality. And that's why I am very happy that along with the Honorable Vice President Sir and Council colleague, this year we constituted a special board that is called the Students Skill Enhancement Board. And I am just telling you that this board, I believe that the Jabhai will be deliberating in length with all of you, but they are working on the number of projects, whether it is in relation to the creating a skill grid, whether it is something related to the mentoring sessions, it will be some other session. And I believe that this is the series of these initiatives that today we are interacting with all of you through this platform, when he is organizing a series of programs on the skill set and the will set is the rightly and aptly name being used for this kind of a program. Now friends, before I sign off, I just wish to share with you that each one of us is facing a difficult situation because of the COVID pandemic. We are fully aware about the situation and the mindset of each and every student. We are fully geared up to support you, because everybody is facing the similar kind of a problem. There is a lockdown. The chartered accountant offices are not able to operate. They have the different kind of a working capital issues. They have the different kind of a challenges are there. And each one of you are also facing the challenges. But I just wish to share with you that ICAI is fully with you, is for all the initiatives we can take to support you in this kind of a COVID pandemic situation we are taking. May it be the article registration. The due date was 30th of April. We have increased to 31st of May. Now further we are increasing that, okay, even if you will deposit maybe in 1 month or 2 months down the line, then there will not be any penalty charges or something like that. I am aware that there is a challenge of taking the signature on the 112 related to the principal. I am aware that there is a challenge whether I have completed the GMCS or ITT before doing this registration, article registration. So we are taking all the cares. You don't worry. You concentrate on your studies. You concentrate on your, like a difficult situation is there. We have to have a social distancing. We are in the lockdown kind of a situation. But please always see that we are taking good care of yourself and the health as well as to your family member. Like similarly, there was a challenge about physical GMCS or ITT, whether it may be the May 2020 examination, which is now postponed to July, whether it is a November 2020 examination, or even the members who have qualified in the November 19 examination or so, that they were looking for a virtual GMCS, virtual ITT, or how they will be able to do. I can assure you that the Jai Bhai and his team is taking full care that all these students, whether it is related to November 19 or a November 20 or a May 20 or May 19, he is taking care that all the support should be there with the student, and whatever we can do, whatever the like a benefit we can provide, whatever the way we can provide you the support, he is taking care of that aspect. Friends, you are aware that we have postponed the examinations from 2nd of May earlier to the 19th of June and now 29th of July. My request to all of you, please concentrate on your study. This is the chance when you are getting the extra time to study yourself. So it should not be that you are worried about the November 2020 exam, when the date will come, this and that. You have to become a chartered accountant in this attempt only. Why you are worrying, why you are discussing about the next attempt, when the next attempt will come, how much period will be there, or when I will take the leave, something like that. You have to see that in case this is your final group attempt, you have to qualify with all this success, and may God bless each one of you to become a successful chartered accountant in this attempt only. You are getting some extra time, and I request each one of you that the ICAI has started the mock test series, the revisionary classes, live revisionary classes are there. Then we have launched the complete material on the ebooks through the digital learning hub for the intermediate, final and foundation. So ICAI is putting its lots of efforts to support the student. Now it is your turn to utilize this time in the best way and prepare yourself in such a way that you will come with the flying colors. It should not be a case that okay, whether I will pass or not. It should not be a case that okay, whether I will be successful or not. In case you are in the intermediate, you have to prepare in such a way that the moment the last exam will be over, you will be preparing for the final exam on the next day. That kind of a confidence you should have that while you are appearing in your examination. Friends, I have a lot of things to discuss with you, but I am aware that we have your chairman is with you, that who will be speaking and guiding you, and he is a great mentor, orator, and a excellent speaker to share you all the how you will be able to, and even I will be happy to hear him for the entire length of this session. But yes, I have certain other engagements as well. But for the time being, I just wish to pray Almighty to that all of you remain safe and healthy along with your family member, and please concentrate on your studies. We are there to help you, support you. As an elder brother, I am saying to all my younger brother and sister that whenever you have any difficulty, whenever you have any kind of a dilemma in your mind, just write to me at the president@icai.in. I am aware that you are sending a lot of mails about this GMCS and all these things. So that's why I answered you that all your mails till today, whatever the mails you have mentioned, that we are taking care of. Sisters, thank you.
Esteemed my dear young friends, when a person speaks, he either speaks from the mind or he speaks from the heart. When a person speaks from the heart, we feel it. Our Honorable President said, "We are here to support you. I am your elder brother." Such act of benevolence, such words of charity inspire us to do more, motivate us. Honorable President, sir, really, that was the touching words that you spoke to all our students will motivate them. The manner in which you put forth the ideas, the way in which you motivated each and every one of them that, chalo, do not be cowed down, the day will be yours, you will certainly clear very soon. This is the attempt and you are here, we are here to support you. And what an act of charity ICAI has done under your dynamic leadership, setting apart about 100 crores of rupees to support the student community. That's wonderful, Honorable President, sir. Sincere thanks to you. Esteemed friends, now we have our Honorable Vice President ICAI, CA Niharji Jambusaria, who is a tax expert, and he is here with us to share his thoughts. I request him to kindly come and bless us all.
Good evening, friends. Honorable President of the Institute, C.A. Atulji, the Chairman, the Convener of this board, the Student Skill Enhancement Board, C.A. Jai Chaira, and my friend for about 20 years, a person who has guided students, or rather under whose guidance hundreds or thousands of students have qualified as chartered accountant. To begin this series, you have a wonderful faculty to guide you, first to make you positive and to guide you about what kind of skill sets are required. The Vice Chairman is not present, but in his absence here, he is also a student's guide and a great personality. And you have another motivator who is anchoring this session as a mentor. That is P. Rajendra Kumar. He is an indirect expert, but he is a guide of the students. I remember when I was in regional council, he was leading students to a seminar or conference, and what way he was guiding them. So here today you have all those who care for you, who bother for you, and who wish that you become successful chartered accountant. Friends, at the beginning of the year, very thoughtfully, our dynamic president split the board of studies into two parts. On the one side, the board of study, the other side of board of studies deals with the academics, and this student skill enhancement board deals with the skill sets that you require. Now the question arises, what kind of skill sets you require? I think again I will divide this skill set into two parts. One skill set to qualify as chartered accountant. And today's subject, I have a skill set and will set, is to show you in what manner you can successfully qualify as chartered accountant. The another part of skill set that you require is what our Honorable President put in the form of an example, that whenever you provide any solution, it should not be dumping of your entire knowledge, but it should be the solution which is relevant for the user of the solution. So if you are preparing something for a client, it is advisable to study the requirement of the client and prepare your solution accordingly. And this is true even for qualifying as chartered accountant. Friends, as chartered accountant student, you learn a very lengthy syllabus. In each subject, you learn so many lessons and they are so lengthy that when you appear for exam, you have the desire to show the entire knowledge. But friends, let me tell you at this stage that you should have the right kind of skill to give an answer which is relevant to the question that is asked. And you can give this only if you have proper skill sets. I have seen in this series the range of subjects which are selected. Each subject is selected to see that your skill sets are built in such a way that the moment you qualify as chartered accountant, you are in a position to either practice or take up a high profile job. Operating on Excel, the communication skills, the right kind of attitude, the willpower. And when you decide to go for chartered accountancy course, I have seen many students who are not so confident. They feel that I may or I may not pass. But this is not the right attitude. And I think today's speaker will deal with it, that you should have that will set. When you take up the course, be fully confident, not overconfident. And once you set your goal, start preparing in the right manner. So I think this board has been created to build your skill sets. The entire series will build your skill sets in such a way that it will become easier for you to qualify the exam, and after you qualify, it will be comparatively very easy for you to put this knowledge in practice, whether you are in employment or you take up professional practice. I wish you all the best. I am sure you will qualify as chartered accountant with flying colors, and the rich legacy that our predecessors have passed on to us, we all intend to pass on that legacy to you. Students are the future of the profession, and we are very much concerned about the future of this profession, that is the students, and that is you all. So, as President put it rightly, whenever you have any difficulty, please do not hesitate to approach us. We are all for you, and we will do our best to solve all your difficulties at whatever level possible. With this message, once again, my best wishes to you. I am sure that you will be the successful future chartered accountants. With this, I once again hand over to CFP Rajendra Kumarji.
Thank you, Most Honorable Benevolent Vice President of ICAI. You also spoke from heart. You used the word, we are concerned. You said, we are bothered about you. You said, we care for you. You said, we are here to help you. Yes, in this lockdown period of so many days, it is you and led by our Honorable President that the Institute has been able to come out with so many number of innumerable programs for the students, the live virtual coaching classes and so on. Yes, for acts of benevolence, all the students will certainly ensure that they work hard and qualify to be one of the best members of the Institute. Friends, we now come to the hero of this evening. Now, whenever anyone talks about a chartered accountant, immediately in their mind, they will think of a person, oh, he'll be a little senior person, receding hairline, not like me in fact, receding hairline, and he'll be very, very formally dressed, and like our Honorable President is sitting with a tie. But then, look at this in your screens. There's a hero sitting, the Amitabh Bachchan of Chartered Accountants of the Western region, if I can put it. A hero is sitting in front of. When we look at him, we immediately ask, hey, did you act in any movie? Or were you offered a role in any movie? But my dear friends, wait a minute. He is not only a chartered accountant. He is so many things. 27 degrees. I mean, I just lost count. 27 degrees in his fingers, in his mind, everywhere it is education. He is a musician, he is a singer, he is a dramatist, he is a writer, he is a poet, he is an avid traveler. 40 plus countries he has traveled, 40 plus countries. And one day when I was talking to him, he said, on one fine morning, he took his Enfield Bullet, and from Surat, he rode to Ladakh. Oh my God, does chartered accountants do all those things? He is just one rare gem in our profession. And as our Honorable Atul Kumarji Gupta said, all of us are blessed. In fact, he was blessed before me. He joined the council much before I joined the council this term. Friends, this is the short and sweet presentation of the person who is going to interact with you, the person who is going to speak to you, CA Jay Chhara, the Chairman of Board of Studies of Skill Development Board of ICAI. Thank you very much.
A very good evening to all of you. Honorable President ICAI, CA Atul Kumar Gupta ji, respected Vice President CA Nihar Jambusaria ji, my esteemed council colleague CA Rajendra Kumar ji, and my very dear student friends. First of all, let me thank our Honorable President for, creating this particular committee. Till last year, it was so that for members there were a number of committees, but for students, there was no particular board which was looking after skills. And I think only a visionary leader like Atul Kumar Gupta ji, along with Nihar Bhai, can only think about such a wonderful concept. They came out with the concept of Student Skills Enrichment Board, and very rightly said by the President that it is not, that is more than your aptitude, it is your attitude which determines your altitude. So, the Board of Studies was very much working upon the aptitude part, like what our presidents are saying, that, CA is one of the most difficult course. Of course, we'll come to that part also, how to make it very easy. It may be difficult, but with all our right attitude, with our efforts, we can convert it into an easy course. But yes, when we say it is too difficult, so it is a very comprehensive course. It includes so many subjects and such wonderful knowledge of all the various aspects related to business, related to economy. So the Board of Studies is taking care of the aptitude aspect, but that attitude aspect has also to be focused upon. And with this concept, the President and Vice President came up with this wonderful idea and created this Student Skills Enrichment Board. And I'm sure a number of initiatives are being taken under this particular board. And President Sir very rightly said that whatever your issues are there, whatever emails we are receiving from your side, whether it is regarding virtual MCS or regarding your ITT or regarding some of the articleship issues or whatever, we are taking care of each and everything. And now let us come to our topic. The topic has been selected as I have the skill set and the will set to become a chartered accountant. Friends, why did we select with this topic? Well, before that, we are going to have a series of webinars in this particular under this Student Skills Enrichment Board, and we'll be covering upon number of aspects, whether it is presentation, it is communication, it is whatever the leadership skills are required. Along with that, the opportunities for upcoming chartered accountants, all these things are being covered, and speakers have been selected across the country, not only across the country, but even global speakers from Canada, speakers from Bahrain, speakers from UAE have been selected for this particular series. I just wanted to start this series with a positive note, and that's why I just started with this concept that along with the skill set, we have the will set to become chartered accountants. And friends, believe me, the skill set, along with skill set, if you have the will set, even though people say that chartered accounts is a difficult course, you can convert it into a very easy one. And I will start this program now, the topic now, with what President Sir said. President Sir started with the concept of aptitude, attitude, and altitude. And friends, aptitude. Hitali ji, kindly see to it that everybody is muted. Everybody is muted. Hello. वर्टिकल हॉरिजॉन्टल नहीं हो रहा है. अच्छा, एक्चुअली आई एम गोइंग थ्रू माई मोबाइल, आई डोंट हैव माई लैपटॉप. अभी ठीक है? अभी तक नहीं आया. इन दिस मोबाइल व्हाट? ओके, ठीक है, ठीक है. Is it fine now? अब ठीक है? Okay. Fine. Thank you. So, okay. So friends, sorry for this disturbance. Actually, I don't have my laptop at my home. I'm using my mobile. I think that means I'm a very student-friendly person because most of the students are found with their mobiles regularly. Anyway, so now let us come to the topic. The topic is about the skill set and will set, and very rightly pointed out by the President, sir, that it is not only about the aptitude but about the attitude also which determines your attitude. And friends, when we talk about aptitude and attitude, let me give a very simple example. Let me start with a very, very simple example. These days, when we talk about cricket, we talk about Virat Kohli, right? I'm sure many of you must be watching cricket and must be Virat Kohli's friend. And before Virat Kohli, there used to be another master blaster. Of course, India has produced number of very good cricketers. Before Kohli, it was Sachin Tendulkar, termed as the god of cricket. Now here I am going to discuss with you, I am going to give a very simple example as to what is aptitude and what is attitude. Friends, when Sachin Tendulkar came into the Indian cricket at a very young age of 15 years, this is also one very interesting thing that you should note down, that Sachin came in the Indian cricket at the age of 15 years. right? While most of the cricketers would come at the age of 25 or maybe 23 or something, he came at the age of 15 years. That actually means that human beings have wonderful potential. If you believe in yourself, if you are willing to work, then you can definitely do wonders. And I think that is one lesson for our CA students also. Anyway, when I was talking about Sachin Tendulkar, when he came up, he started playing some wonderful innings, and at that point of time, what happened? Many of the media people said that, just wait, you have seen Sachin Tendulkar, another gentleman is coming up who is still better. Media people started saying that. And do you know, they were talking about which person? And they were talking about his friend who has learnt from the same gurus, and that is Vinod Kambli. Now, at that point of time, the media said that Vinod Kambli is going to prove better than Sachin Tendulkar. Even many cricket critics at that point of time were talking about this fact that Vinod Kambli is going to be far better than Sachin, and this was the talk of the town those days. Now my question is, where is Vinod Kambli? I am not very sure about it, what has happened, what is the reason why he has not been that successful as Sachin Tendulkar. There might be a host number of reasons, but the fact is, maybe the critics were talking about the fact that Vinod Kambli had a better aptitude than Sachin Tendulkar. Maybe this is what critics are talking about. I am not so very competent to, speak on that. But if you look at the attitude, it was Sachin Tendulkar. He was the man with attitude, and that made him continue for cricket for more than 2 decades, playing for India in all the various forms of cricket and being such a successful. Here comes the issue of attitude. And friends, let me continue with the example of cricket on itself. Many people have told you that CA is very difficult. Now suppose you keep on telling yourself, you keep on discussing with yourself, with your mind, oh, I find it very difficult. You know what is happening? You are passing on the message to your brain, you are passing on the message to your mind that CA is very difficult, and whether it is difficult or not, you are going to be into a vicious cycle. As against that, if you pass on the message to your mind, you truly believe, your vibrations match, your beliefs match, and your voice match, inner voice match, and you say that CA might be difficult, but who is doing it? I am doing it. I am a committed person. I am sure about it. I am confident. I am going to put in my efforts, and I am going to clear it in the first attempt. Then I am sure about it. With this right attitude, you can make CA very easy. So let us understand, it is the attitude. If you keep on telling your minds, it is very difficult. Would I become a chartered accountant? If that is the question in your mind, then it is going to be difficult for you to become chartered accountant. But if you are very sure about it, that no, whatever it may be, whether it is difficult or easy, I don't mind it. I have to be a CA in any case, and I'm going to complete my chartered accounts in the first attempt only. Okay, if you have attempts, it's perfectly fine. But if your approach is right, if you are very confident about it, if your self-talk is positive, then yes, it is very much positive to clear CA in the first attempt. And Rajendra Kumarji was talking about some of my hobbies, like, you are all young students, and I'm sure you must be having hobbies in terms of singing, in terms of music, in terms of dancing, in terms of roaming around and all. Believe me, I had the same hobbies. Even today I have the same hobbies. While I was pursuing my chartered accountancy, I had all these activities going on. But in the back of my mind, I always one concept. When somebody would tell me that CA is very difficult, I would always say it might be difficult for others. I am very sure in any case, I am going to clear it. So friends, if that attitude you keep it, then CA is not going to be difficult for you. But once again, what is coming in our mind, we have to keep on thinking. Suppose in your mind, if KitCom comes coming, oh, I am bored of the studies, it is too boring, it is monotonous, it is tedious. Do you think you can clear CA, or you are going to be a wonderful chartered accountant? Probably the answer is no. Here once again, the self-talk comes in. Right? If you tell yourself that I love this profession, I am really very interested in this, I am very passionate about this, the subjects are really very interesting. If I go through these subjects, I can be one of the finest consultants of India. If such type of thoughts come in your mind, then I repeat, CA is not going to be difficult. And friends, believe me, it is mostly the mindset which matters. I'll give one more example. I started with cricket and I started with Virat Kohli. I'll give you one example on Virat Kohli. And tell me friends, many times we use this word, I am tired. You must have seen in our homes, many times we find that somebody comes back from office or from, factory. The word uses, oh, he's just tired. He's just tired. So what is happening? In our subconscious mind, it keeps on happening that whenever you come from work, you should be tired. But friends, tell me, is it the truth? The answer is no. I'll give an example. Think about Virat Kohli. Suppose Virat Kohli has made a double century today, and he comes back home. Do you think he's going to be tired today? He's going to be dull today, or he's going to be more energetic? What do you feel? The answer is, of course, he's to be more energetic. And think about it. If suppose he could score no run today, he was out on the very first ball, is he going to come dancing at home? Oh, I did not work today anything, so it was a great day. Surely not. Just look at it. When he played very well, when he had double century, his efforts were more, but at that point of time, he's going to be more energetic. So first and foremost thing is change your mindset. Don't use these words. Friends, believe me. I joined CA 25 years back. I think more than that actually. I cleared my CA 25 years back. And believe me, at that time also I was very clear about it. I never used the words like I am tired. Even today I don't use the words I am tired. I don't use. Even today I run marathons. Even today I go to gym for regular exercises. And believe me, I also work throughout the day, but I never use the word I'm tired. So first and foremost, change your mindset. Don't use these words. It is very difficult. It is boring. I'm tired of it. Remove it. Change your language and don't change it only for the sake of changing. Believe in it. Truly believe in that. Believe in that by doing chartered accountancy, I am going to learn a number of subjects. These are the real life subjects. These are the practical subjects. These are going to help me in my life. I am building up my career and I am enjoying thoroughly doing chartered accountancy. It might be difficult. Subjects might be in-depth, but I am very committed person. I am disciplined and I am so confident that I can easily sail through it, right? Maybe the ocean is full of turbulence, but I am sure about it, I can sail through it. I think this is what the attitude is required. And friends, it is said in English that set yourself on fire. Success is not merely a result of combustion. See, there should be something like a burning desire. There has to be something like a burning desire. See what happens. There are a number of desires. Maybe, you observe a film star with a guitar and you have a desire. Oh, I want to be a guitarist. But this is merely a desire. It is merely a desire. There are thousands of desires. These desires do not ultimately culminate into your goals and they don't become realities. But when you have burning desire to do something, when you are very passionate about something, then for sure it's going to happen. See, desires can be thousands. If completing CA is only a mere desire for you, then it's not going to happen for you. It's just a desire. No, it has to be a burning desire. If you understand Hindi, I'm sure most of the people you would be there, because I've been told that viewers will be across the country and that's why along with English, a little Hindi should also be used. Then I'll tell you, Ghalib, you must have heard about Ghalib, a very famous शायर. And Ghalib said that हजारों ख्वाहिश ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. बहुत निकले मेरे अरमा लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले. So हजारों ख्वाहिश, we have thousands of desires. Daily you will be having one or the other desire. Sometime you might desire that I want a very beautiful car. Sometime you might desire I want to complete my chartered accountancy. Sometime you might desire I want an office like this. Thousands of desires are there. But friends, believe me, if there is a mere desire, it is not necessary that you will reach there. But if it's a burning desire, कि नहीं बॉस, ये 1000 डिजायर की बात नहीं है, ये मेरी जिंदगी की बात है, ये मेरे कैरियर की बात है, मैं किसी भी तरह से in any case, I am going to complete chartered accountancy, I am going to be a wonderful professional, and I am not only going to be a chartered accountant, I am going to be an excellent chartered accountant, a knowledgeable chartered accountant, a chartered accountant having worldwide repute. अगर ये आपके दिमाग में continuously आ रहा है, if that fire is there, if burning desire is there, then I am sure about it, nobody can stop you. Even the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, even if it comes out with the toughest papers, it cannot stop you. It cannot prevent you from being a chartered accountant. Friends, believe me, when institute gives you admission in this particular course, it always believes that each and every person whom we have given admission, they should work hard and they should complete chartered accountancy. And that is the reason why they have given you the admission. But how you work, how you develop your attitude, how you study, what are your efforts, how much passionate you are, that would determine whether you will complete your chartered accountancy or not and which attempt. So I repeat my point, there has to be a burning desire. आपके अंदर आग होनी चाहिए कुछ कर गुजरने की. जिंदगी में कुछ कर गुजरने की जिनको आग होती है ना, वो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, right? Chartered accounts is just one of them, one of the such type of things. And friends, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें ये है, एक्सेप्ट योर सक्सेस एंड फेलियर्स ग्रेसफुली. सी, आपको सक्सेस भी मिलेगी लाइफ में, आपको फेलियर्स भी मिलेंगी, राइट? यू हैव टू ग्रेसफुली एक्सेप्ट, पर्टिकुलरली फेलियर्स. नाउ व्हाट हैपन when you fail in chartered accountancy? You don't self introspect, you don't find out the reason why you failed. You start blaming the entire world. You start blaming the examiner that he has come out with a wrong paper or very tough paper. You start blaming your coaching center that they have not taught this chapter. You start blaming your parents, they have not supported. You start blaming your friends, you start blaming the entire world. But friends, that is not the actual case. You have to only blame one person, and that is yourself. Take the entire responsibility on your shoulders. Gracefully accept your mistakes, gratefully accept your failures, and try to evaluate why you failed. Maybe you did not have the burning desire, the passion. If that is the case, develop that. Or maybe if you are passionate, you did not put up the enough efforts, then maybe, you have to work on efforts. Or if you have put the efforts, then you have not worked systematically the way it should be done. Then you have to work on the techniques. So the very important thing is accept your success and failures very gracefully. Moving further, friends, once I was just going in my car from home to office, and interestingly, there were 4 signals in between, and all the 4 traffic signals, I got green signal. And it was to my surprise, and I just went to my office and I wrote it. For evergreens, there are green signals everywhere. So friends, believe me, if something is not happening in your life the way you want it, if something wrong is happening, you want to clear CA in both attempts in first attempt only, but you could not clear it, or you could not even clear either group, then you have to think about it. Why red signal in your life? Why? You want to be very healthy, but you are not so very healthy. Then you have to think about it. Why is it so? Red signals. Believe me, whether green signals or red signals, they come from here. They come from your mind. So for evergreens, there are green signals everywhere. You have to be evergreen. You have to develop your attitude. Along with the skill set, you require developing that will set. Right? I'm going to talk about skill set, but along with that, what I'm initially talking about is that will set, the mind power that you require. And believe me, you'll always get green signal in your life. In whatever area you will put in your efforts, you'll get more and more success. But for that, you have to develop that will set. And one very beautiful English statement is, it happened what I believed. It happened what I believed. My belief made it happen. Now this is something really very beautiful. If you believe something, if you believe in something very strongly, your belief is going to make it happen. Friends, I have a belief from my very childhood that I enjoy with numbers, with figures, mathematics, statistics, accountancy, cost accountancy. They were never subjects for me. I never studied them. I thoroughly enjoyed them. And many times I have used the word, and very sincerely I use the word, I have always romanced with accountancy. I have romanced with cost accountancy. I have romanced with mathematics. So when, you believe that, I always believed that. And believe me friends, throughout my life, I have thoroughly enjoyed accounts, costing, mathematics and such type of all practical subjects. And every time I could perform very easily in these subjects. So it's about belief. It's about belief. When I was a student like you, I'm talking about the year 93. That means some 27 years back. When I joined this chartered accountancy, initially I believed that auditing is boring, income tax is boring. But when I believed that, actually what happened? I found these subjects difficult, audit and income tax. But slowly and gradually, with my practical training, articleship, I changed my mindset. No, auditing is really something interesting. If you approach in the right spirit, then it's interesting. Similar is the case with tax. When I changed my belief, miracles started working up, and the same income tax, same auditing, which I found a little boring or difficult, they become too easy. So it's about the change in mindset. Once again, one statement, in our self-talk, sometimes what we say that, oh, I don't remember anything. Kuch yaad hi nahi rehta income tax mein. Stop using this language. If you use this language 4 times, 10 times, that kuch yaad nahi rehta, I don't remember what I read, income tax, it's very difficult, it is so lengthy, how to remember these sections, sorry, you will forget everything. But if you are very positive in your mind, I enjoy income tax, I read it very thoroughly, and by proper work, by proper repetitions, I remember each and every provisions, believe me, your mind will start reacting that way, responding that way, and you will remember each and every provisions. We have with us Rajendra Kumarji, who is a GST expert. Believe me, his passion in GST, he is so passionate in GST. Similar is the case with our President, Sir, Atul Kumar Gupta ji. He is also a great GST expert. If you look at their passion in this particular field, GST, it is very easy for them to remember the cases, to quote the provisions. Why is it so? Because they are very passionate in GST. So, if you think कि कुछ याद ही नहीं रहता, मैं सब कुछ भूल जाता हूं, तो भाई साहब आपका भूलना तय है. बट इफ यू आर वेरी पॉजिटिव कि बॉस, आई विल पुट इन माय एफर्ट्स एंड मुझे सब याद रहता है, आई रिमेंबर एवरीथिंग, देन आई एम श्योर अबाउट इट, योर माइंड विल रिस्पॉन्ड अकॉर्डिंगली. सो इट्स अबाउट योर बिलीफ. दैट्स समथिंग रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड फ्रेंड्स, बिलीव मी, while winning is a habit, losing is too. Winning भी एक हैबिट है और losing भी एक हैबिट है. Sometimes, I come across CA students and they say that, sir, this time I am not prepared, so I am not going to give the exam this time. I will be giving the exam next year or next time. Sir, don't make such mistakes. Don't make some mistakes. This is the mistake of a loser. Once you do that, when the next exam approaches, your mind will once again cunningly tell you, oh, this time also I'm not very prepared, I require some time, I require more efforts, and losing is a habit. It will keep on continuing. It's a vicious circle. But as I say, while losing is a habit, the good news is winning is also a habit. So if you start winning, now what is this winning? If you have decided, I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock, and you get up at 5 o'clock, it's a winning habit. It's a winning habit. If you decide that today I'm going to work on accountancy, I'm going to do 3 questions on consolidation, and if you do these 3 questions, it's a winning habit. Whatever you decide, if you actually work on that, every time you win, even though you win small battles, this small battles is small winning will tell your mind, it will have a wonderful effect on your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind will tell that whatever this man says actually happens. Whatever this man says, it happens, and winning becomes a habit. And believe me, nobody can stop you from being an excellent chartered accountant. But as against that, think about it. If you decide that from tomorrow, I'll get up at 5 o'clock and you get up at 8 o'clock, what is going to happen? Your subconscious mind says that, no, whatever this man says, he does not do. When you decide that from tomorrow I'm going to start with cost accounting and you don't start, your subconscious mind is recording that whatever you say, you are not doing it. Friends, come out of this habit. Losing is a habit. Unfortunate is a habit. Don't fall into this trap. Be committed. Whatever you decide. If you decide to work for 4 hours, work on that. If you decide to study income tax 2 chapters today, do that. If you decide to get up in the morning, do that. Even small battles win. Your subconscious mind will support you. It is recording regularly that whatever this gentleman decides, he does it. And that's a habit. That is going to be a habit, and your subconscious mind will help you in further success. Friends, there are a number of skill sets. We are discussing about the will sets for some time, but there are a number of skill sets required. First, for completing chartered accountancy, and then being wonderful chartered accountants. So let us first start with, once you become a chartered accountant, what are the skill sets required? What are those skill sets which are required to be a very successful professional, a very successful chartered accountant? First and foremost thing is vision. What is your vision? If your vision was only to complete a chartered accountancy, your vision was only to clear CA intermediate or CA final, then you are just a chartered accountant. But while you are doing articleship, you develop the vision that you want to start an office in Mumbai. You will have an office with a team of 100 people working with you. you will be having some few assignments from abroad also, and then you will have a global presence. You will have a presence in some 3 to 4 major countries. If this is your vision, and if you continuously focus on that, and you continuously find out the ways and means, believe me, your vision will materialize. So it's a vision. If you visualize yourself to be at the topmost position in Wipro, or in even Google, or any of the companies, say Hindustan Unilever, ITC, or whatever company, if you visualize that way, if there is consistency in your visualization, that is going to happen. Unfortunately, what happens? Our visions are very small. When we are in CA Foundation, we want to just clear CA Foundation. When we are in CA Inter, we just want to clear CA Intermediate. We do not develop the vision, what we want to achieve in life. Vision is a very important thing. Once you become a chartered accountant, the most important thing is vision. Believe me. Vision is the prerequisite of being a leader. If you talk about a leader, what are the leadership skills? The first and foremost thing is vision. And the second, of course, is passion. Right? Once you have vision, if you are passionate, see, whoever is passionate, some of you must be very passionate about dancing. And have you observed that nobody has to force you for dancing? You dance very naturally because you are passionate about it. Similarly, some of you might be a very passionate singer, like my colleague Rajendra Kumarji, who is going to be there in the question answer session once again joining us. Rajendra Kumarji is a very wonderful singer. Believe me, he's very passionate about singing, and that makes him as a very wonderful singer. So it's about passion. Vision is the first ingredient, and second is passion. If you don't have passion in your life, then probably whether you are living the life, that's a question. हिंदी में उसको कहते हैं जिंदगी जिंदा दिली का नाम है, मुर्दा दिल खा जिया करते हैं. सो यू नो पैशन चाहिए जिंदगी में, यूथफुलनेस चाहिए, वो कॉन्फिडेंस चाहिए अपने अंदर, वो जज्बा चाहिए. पैशन. Another very important is focus. You know what is happening these days? These days, you have so much of YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and so many things going on all together. Hundreds of webinars and hundreds of programs and hundreds of serials and hundreds of movies and hundreds of cricket matches and so many other things going on. And you lose the focus. You lose the track. I would suggest that focus on your goal. Have a great vision. And Arjun ki tarah, just focus on your vision. Think about it. You know what you want to achieve in your life. The most important aspect is what is your goal in your life? What is your vision? Where you want to achieve? Where you want to take your organization? That is very important. And along with that focus, along with that vision, you require team building skills. These are very important things, friends. You might be very intelligent, but that does not work. That does not work. What is very important is you require being a good leader, building a good team. A very intelligent person without a team can easily be defeated by a less intelligent person with a very good team. So you have to be a person with team. You know, you have to be a very good team builder. For that purpose, you require being a very good communicator. You require a very good motivator. You require a very good coordinator. You require taking an entire team along with it, and that starts in the student life. So as a student, whenever you come across other people, you know, be enthusiastic, interact with them, look at their positive aspect, right? Rather than talking about yourself and your greatness, look at their greatness, look at their positive features, interact with them, and believe me, that is going to convert you into a wonderful team leader, So these are some of the aspects you would require as a chartered accountant. As I talked about vision, passion, communication skills, presentability, negotiation skills, team building skills, delegation. Of course, in today's world, technology. Nobody can ignore technology, right? You might be from any field, but today if you don't learn technology well, then you are definitely into difficulties. So anyway, these are some of the aspects, these are some of the skills you will require when you become a chartered accountant. But for becoming a chartered accountant, what are the skills? For becoming a chartered accountant, what are the skill sets? This is one of the aspects that I'm going to cover with you. And after that, I'll open this session for any of your questions and answers. Friends, I repeat my point. Student Skills Enrichment Board. Believe me, it's a very student-friendly board. We keep on thinking how we can pass on benefits to students. And that's why, before this COVID, we passed on the benefit of virtual MCS for all the chartered accountants who cleared up to November 2018. With this lockdown, the first lockdown, we opened up the way for November 2020 finalists for the virtual MCS and ITT. Then when the lockdown extended, we immediately took a stand that not only for them, we require providing the benefits to November 19 students also. And immediately thereafter, in the last meeting, we have taken up for May 19 as well as May 20 students also. And in very short time, you are going to hear some good news that every student who is going to appear in CA final till November 2020 will be covered by virtual MCS and virtual ITT, so that you can utilize this lockdown period in the best possible manner. And once the lockdown is over, you can utilize your time for articleship, for your other co-curricular activities, and for your studies at the same time. So that means you'll be utilizing your lockdown period in the best possible manner. Student Skills Enrichment Board is very much taking care of that. Along with that, we are also looking into the industrial portal, industrial training, how we can give you more and more benefits along with articleship in industrial training. And there are a number of other initiatives you are taking up. Not only that, you must have attended some of the national as well as regional conferences for students. This year, I was discussing with the president, it has been a little unfortunate that because of this COVID, we could not host or hold some of the national conferences by now. Otherwise, there would have been a number of national programs. And we decided that during this particular year, and maybe from now onwards, in the national events, we will not be selecting the topics, the subjects which you are already studying in your syllabus, because that is what you are already studying in the syllabus. Now onwards, in the national conferences, we will be selecting topics like leadership. We'll be talking about communication skills. We are going to talk about negotiation skills. We are going to talk about global opportunities for young chartered accountants. We are going to talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics. We are going to talk about data analytics, big data, cloud computing. We are going to talk about finance, core finance, portfolio and opportunities, wealth management. We are going to talk about Six Sigma and all the new topics which are not included in your syllabus. We are going to make it much more interesting for you, you are going to give you so many new topics which I am sure the youngsters would be very much interested in. This was the thought process. Anyways, number of initiatives are going to be there by the SSCB, and there is going to be soon a program on that aspect where along with me, the Vice Chairman of the SSEB, CA Pramod Boob also will join, and we'll be discussing with you various initiatives. At that point of time, we'll interact on that. Now, I come to the last part of this presentation. I first started with the will set. That is the right attitude. And believe me friends, if you have the right attitude, अगर आपने एक बार डिसाइड कर लिया कि बॉस मैं किसी भी तरह से एक सक्सेसफुल प्रोफेशनल बनने ही वाला हूं, मैं एक सक्सेसफुल चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बनने ही वाला हूं, आपको कोई नहीं रोक सकता, कोई भी नहीं. आपको रोकने वाला एक ही व्यक्ति है, आप खुद. आपकी सक्सेस के पीछे एक ही व्यक्ति है, आप खुद. आपकी फेलियर के पीछे भी एक ही व्यक्ति है, आप खुद. बिलीव मी, एक बार आपने तय कर लिया, एक बार लाइटर वेन में एक बार तूने तय कर डाला तो लाइफ जिंगा लाला. एक बार डिसाइड कर लिया बॉस कि मुझे सीए बनना ही है, कुछ भी हो जाए, आई एम एंजॉइंग इट थरली, मुझे बहुत मजा आता है. While I do income tax, I do all the practical things, and tomorrow I am going to consult some of the best corporates in terms of income tax. When I go for GST, I thoroughly enjoy the provisions of GST. I look at the case studies in a very analytical way. I really enjoy it. When I am into accounts, I really enjoy the logic of that. If you start thinking like this, if you change your mindset, अगर आप अपने सब्जेक्ट्स के रोमांस शुरू करेंगे, यकीन मानिए आपको पढ़ने का और भी एनर्जी आएगी, और भी मजा आएगा, और आप एक सिर्फ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट नहीं बनेंगे, आप एक बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, सक्सेसफुल प्रोफेशनल बनेंगे. एंड बियॉन्ड दैट यू कैन बिकम अ ग्लोबल लीडर. मैं चाहता हूं कि मेरा आज का जो सीए का स्टूडेंट है वो कल का एक ग्लोबल लीडर हो, पूरी दुनिया में उसका नाम हो. और ये पॉसिबल है, आज की टेक्नोलॉजी की दुनिया में ये पॉसिबल है, बस आपकी विल की जरूरत है. तो हमने शुरू किया था विल सेट से, उसके बाद हमारे स्किल सेट पे, और स्किल सेट के बाद वी टॉक्ड अबाउट व्हाट आर द स्किल सेट्स यू रिक्वायर आफ्टर बीइंग अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट. सो आफ्टर बीइंग अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट यू रिक्वायर टीम बिल्डिंग, यू रिक्वायर विजन, यू रिक्वायर पैशन, राइट, यू रिक्वायर टेक्निकल स्किल्स, you require team building, you require delegation skills, you require negotiation skills, presentability, etc., etc. So many things are required. So many, right? सपने देखने आपको बड़े और उसके ऊपर वर्क करना है. छोटे सपने छोटी जिंदगी देती है, और ये आपकी जिंदगी है, योर लाइफ. यू हैव टू मेक इट बिग. You have to make it big, right? So we talked about the skill set post-chartered accountancy. Now the last part of this program is about skill sets you require for being chartered accountant. So chartered accountant बनने के लिए आपकी जो skill set चाहिए उसमें सबसे पहला है efforts. You should be ready to put in efforts. Now whether you should study 4 hours or 40 hours, it's your choice. See, there is no rule. There are people who study for 10 hours and they don't clear. And there are people who study for 2 hours and they clear. It is not the number of hours, it is the quality of hours. How much concentrated you are, how much passionate you are, how much focus was there. Depending on that, you can clear. So, you may work for 2 hours, you may work for 10 hours. It is your choice. You have to decide. See, how much food you must eat, you have to decide. Somebody might take 2 breads and some might take 4 breads. That would depend upon his appetite. Similarly, how much to study, nobody can tell you. It is your choice. It may be 2 hours or it may be 5 hours. You decide upon it till you grasp the entire subject. Till you grasp the entire subject. Till you master it, you have to put in efforts. The first and foremost thing you require is putting in the efforts. Second is, naturally, you require a good speed. You require a good speed in reading, in writing, right, in solving the questions. How does it come? It comes by practice. You have to solve a number of questions in practical subjects. Similarly, you have to repeat certain provisions in income tax and GST where your memory has to work on, right? You have to increase your speed of reading. That, of course, it is possible with increased focus. So speed is one very important thing, right? And with the speed, what others can do in 10 hours, you might do it in 2 hours. So that is another skill that you require while you are a chartered accountancy student. Another very important thing is analytical skills. Friends, when you go for variance analysis or consolidation, you don't have to mug up the formula. You don't have to just do whatever is given in the books. You have to think about each and every aspect. You have to think, what does fixed overhead calendar variance mean? Why am I using this formula? How in real life it can help my client? Similarly, why this variance? How this variance is adverse, whether it is related with some other variance, if you start analyzing that. Similarly, the ratio analysis. What is the relationship of turnover ratio, of capital turnover ratio with the net margins? What is the relationship? If you start analyzing all these aspects, believe me, you can be wonderful chartered accountants. You can clear chartered accountancy very well and you can be a very good professional at the same time. So, analytical skills are required. Another very important is developing the memory. Friends, income tax, GST, company law, you require memory. You require memory. And you have to be very clear, section to section. I'll just give an example. You know, if you are taking care of capital gains, don't ask for your friend, क्या section याद रखने का कि नहीं रखने का, whether I should remember section or not. No. Start with it. Read your capital gains entirely. Then close your book. Put it up this way. Okay, what sections did I read? I started with section 45 subsection 1. That is the charging section. Check section 45 subsection 2. That is the conversion of capital asset to stock in trade. Section 45 subsection 3. An asset transferred by partner to firm. Section 45 subsection 4, firm to partner. Section 45 subsection 5, along with section 54H, is it about the compulsory acquisition, etc., etc. You know, make a structure in your mind. If you repeat these provisions 2 to 3 times with interest, you know, and if your mindset is positive, that yes, I remember it and I enjoy it, you will start remembering it. You have to develop a memory. See, you don't have any options in subjects like law, in subject like taxation. You have to use your memory. So that is another skill set you require. And of course, when it comes to accountancy, cost accountancy and financial management, you require developing your logic. There your memory does not work. You don't have to remember the formula. You don't have to remember the Lintner's formula, or you don't have to remember the Walters model. You don't have to remember the Black and Scholes model. If you remember, you are doing something wrong. Then you are memorizing without understanding. There, you have to understand. You have to form a rational thinking over it. You have to develop a logic over it. So I think these are some of the skill set you require for being chartered accountants. Friends, so many things can be discussed about this particular aspect, but what we'll do now is, we'll keep this floor open for questions. You can put on asking your questions on maybe YouTube or whatever the case may be. And I'm sure Rajendra Kumarji will help me with these questions. He'll ask the questions, he'll pick up the question, write questions, and I'll try to see to it that I help you out with the answers. Thank you very much. Sir, unmute.
Yes. I was about to do that. Thank you very much, Jay bhai.
Sir, once again unmute, please.
Now I've been mute. Yes. Jay bhai, it was certainly a wonderful presentation, and really, I should say, all of us stood motivated. In fact, I was sitting put in one place. I did not move here and there, and I was just hearing to all your pearls of wisdom. In fact, you did make a mention of myself, the Honorable President, our passion towards a particular subject. In fact, it is by hearing to speakers like you, it is by, in age, though you may be much, much younger to me, but then in wisdom, in knowledge, we look up to you, we hear you, and that is how we gain expertise. And yes, you also mentioned that it is the passion that is important. And when I talk of passion, or when we hear about passion, there's only one name that comes to my mind, at least in the council, that is CAI Chaira. The passion that you have, the amount of interest that you take in whatever you do. In fact, sir, there are a few questions which are here, which have been asked by the students. The first question which Nikita Hemani, she is asking is, sir, what are the skills we as CA students try to develop during this lockdown so that it could benefit us in dealing with the corporate world in the near future, sir?
It's a very wonderful question, Nikita, you asked. The first and foremost skill set I'll talk about it is, start getting up early. It is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I don't want the youth to get up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Please don't do that. Make it a rule that you are getting up at 5 o'clock or at least 6 o'clock. If you are early getter, believe me, you'll be much more healthier and you'll be much more sharper. So that is the first thing. Second is exercise regularly. Exercise regularly, at least for 1 hour. You are youngsters. You should invest some time in exercise during this lockdown period. Get up early in the morning, exercise at least for 1 hour. That's a very good sign. Next is have a very good habit. Have a very good habit of reading. If you want to go into corporates, then you have to develop in terms of management. Nikita, what you can do is, during this lockdown, you can look up for some ebook covering something on strategy, something on leadership, and even something on marketing. Because while you are into chartered accountancy, you will be learning so many good subjects. You will be good with your law, with your GST, with your audit, but at the same time, strategy, marketing, branding, all these things are also very important when you go to corporates. So, order some good ebooks and start reading them. Of course, if your exams are nearby, then you cannot afford as of now to read those books. Then you have to focus more on your curriculum books. But if your exams are not very nearby, then you can read such type of books. And another thing, if you really want to move up on the corporate ladder, kindly work on improving your vocabulary as well as your fluency in your language. What we have seen in chartered accountancy, because your most of the examinations are on paper, you don't get the opportunity to present yourself. So improve upon your speaking skills, right? Your delivery as well as your content and your vocabulary. I think if these few things also you can do, along with that I'll add one more aspect, and that is, what is a man without hobbies, right? So invest some time on your hobbies also. That will make you a complete man. I'm not sure whether Raymond makes a complete man or not, but health, hobby, domain expertise, wisdom, and being very humble, this is a way to being a complete man. Of course, a complete woman as well. So I think these are some few things you should do during lockdown.
Thank you, Jai Bhai. Thank you very much. In fact, when you talk of such motivating words, there's one very wonderful song which I remember. You said I am a good singer and I should establish that. People should not say that Arey Jai Bhai ne bol diya tha aisa nahi hai. Ruk jana nahi, tu kahin haar ke, kaanton pe chal ke, milenge saaye bahar ke. O rahi, o rahi, o rahi, o rahi. In fact, that is something which I thought inspires me.
Right. Rajendra ji, you sang this song, and this film is known as Imtihan, and that is what is students' life. Life is always about examination, Imtihan. CA exam is only one part of it. Believe me, friends, throughout the life, you will be having number of exams. But if your value system is very right, आपकी value system में efforts है, right, sincerity है, benefit to the others है, new attitude है, humbleness है, right? Humility है जिसको मैं कहता हूँ. तो success you are bound to have. Life is an imtihan. Yes, sir.
Sir, there are two set of questions which 2-3 students have. Rohit Agarwal, Mahim Vyas. They are common questions. These appear to be. One student says, "Sir, how do I? There are so many distractions around me. Please talk about how I can avoid this distraction while studying." And same Rohit Agarwal says, "Sir, outside emotions, there are so many things happening. How I can control them?" And then Mahim Vyas is asking, "Sir, there's a desire within me burning, but there are so many things which distract me." There's Priya which says, "Sir, how to keep focus and how to keep interest alive always?" Please, sir.
Right. So, friends, I am sure this is a common issue with most of the youngsters. But friends, it's very true. Not only with you. While I was also young like you, when I joined my CA, right, way back in 92, I had the same issues. I joined my CA in 92 and I had perfectly the same issues with me. And I'm sure Rajendra Kumarji must also have passed through such type of things. Friends, believe me, small distractions are going to be there. Now the thing is, how much time you give to such type of distractions, that is the case. I don't tell you don't watch cricket match, right? But watching the entire series when it is time to study, that is wrong. That is wrong. I don't say don't interact with your friends. Interact, but you should know how much time should be devoted. Friends, I'll just tell you one thing. When you make some food, there is some proportion for salt, there is some proportion for sugar, there is some proportion for some other spices. If you go out of this proportion, then you spoil the food, right? Similarly, there is proportion for everything. I don't mind. Go for dance parties. It's perfectly fine. Go with your friends. Go for trekking. Go for singing. Go for cricket. But let us understand, there is some time. There should be some discipline कि मैं इतने hours तो काम करने वाला हूं. अगर आपने डिसाइड किया, सी दैट्स व्हाई आई से गेट अप अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग, से 5 o'clock और 6 o'clock. जैसे राजेंद्र कुमार जी ने थोड़ा सॉन्ग्स की तरह से बताया, तो मैं भी उस तरह से बताता हूं. एक सॉन्ग का एक अंतरा है, जो ना देखे उगता सूरज वो है अपनी जान का दुश्मन, आने वाली कहे जवानी, जाने वाला कहे ये बचपन, बुनियाद मजबूत हो तो गिरते नहीं मका, हर एक नई सुबह से मांगे नई नई खुशियां. सो फ्रेंड्स, मैं आपको बताऊं, अगर आप सुबह जल्दी उठ जाओ, थोड़ी सी एक्सरसाइज कर लो, थोड़ी मतलब अगर आपकी एग्जाम 1 साल के बाद है तो यार 1-1.5 घंटा इन्वेस्ट कर लो, इन्वेस्ट 1.5 hours समथिंग. इफ योर एग्जाम्स आर वेरी नियर बाय, इन्वेस्ट half an hour. स्टार्ट विद दैट and thereafter start studying. एक बार डिसाइड कर लो that I'll study for 2 hours, then I'll have tea break. After tea break, once again I'll study for 2 hours. Once you do that right, if your exams are not very nearby, तो ठीक है ना यार, थोड़ा डिस्ट्रैक्शन चलेगा, थोड़ा सा चलेगा, क्योंकि 4 hours आपने सुबह सुबह क्लियर कर लिया. बट वंस अगेन, अच्छा कुछ चीजें, वॉच लेस न्यूज, और ये कोविड की न्यूज थोड़ी कम सुनते रहो. ऐसा कोई नियम नहीं बना है कहीं पे, किसी ने नियम, इंडियन गवर्नमेंट हैज नेवर मेड एनी लॉ कि आपके व्हाट्सएप पे जितनी वीडियो आए वो ओपन करके देखना ही चाहिए और जितनी चीजें आए वो ओपन करनी चाहिए. You know, there are many people who send all senseless things. Even without reading that, delete it. Friends, I am getting more than 2,000 to 3,000 messages a day. I am sure that is the case with all the council members. And believe me, 90% of the stuff, I don't even read it. I delete it. I know many people will send only very casual routine things. Many people will only just, create sensational messages. So get out of it. Don't unnecessarily spend too much time on newspaper, right? Don't, see, in the afternoon, you may start with Economic Times or Times of India only for just looking. There might be 2 to 3 benefits. You might be good with the current happenings and you might improve your language. But don't keep on reading the local newspaper where on the last page you only start reading, there is some theft in some vicinity and there is something wrong and this or that. Don't spend too much time on news. Another thing is, don't spend too much time on arguments. You keep on arguing with your friends, this is right, this is wrong. One very beautiful thing about argument is that if you win, if you lose an argument, you lose it. And if you win an argument, you lose the person. Because the other person does not want to listen. So if you will save your energy by not arguing with people and you cut off your time from such useless happenings, I tell you, you are youngster, go with dance party, no problem. Of course, not at the time of examination. You are youngster, go with cricket. Be a guitarist, not an issue. Invest your time wisely. If you can allocate your time very well, you can handle everything together. But just find it out. What are the time killers? Aapke time killers kaun se hain? List it out and control those things. I think that would be a right approach.
Thank you, Jai Bhai. There is one question which Arushi is asking. She says, "Good evening, sir. You are really great, sir. Yes, you are. I learnt too much from you. After that, I decided to be like you as well. Your warm presentation will definitely have an impact on me today." And she says, "Sir, why with number of attempts the motivation decreases? Can you please shed light on that?"
Right. So, Arushi, it's a very common thing that with number of attempts, motivation will go down. It's very natural. But make it a temporary phenomena, not a permanent thing. As it is said, you are not drowned by falling into water, you are drowned by remaining in water. See, once the result is negative, it is very natural for anyone who has worked hard to face it. So maybe there is some dejection, but it should be temporary. There will be some demotivation, but it will be temporary. See, if you are really very keen to become a chartered accountant, I think with every result, you should analyze. Are you really good with all the 8 subjects? I'll tell you one very simple thing. If you really want to win the game of cricket, you can not only win with a very good batting line, you require a very good batting line, bowling line, you require very good wicket keeper, you require very good fielders. On all the sides you have to be good. Similarly, when you fail, check it. Is it so that you are good with all the 8 subjects? Or is it so that you are good with some 2-3 subjects, you are moderate with 2-3 subjects, and for other subjects you are not good? Then see to it, the subjects where you are not perform well, work more on the subjects, because ultimately you have to clear all the 8 subjects. Maybe a few subjects are more favorite, but that does not mean you have to ignore other subjects. Work well in all the subjects, allocate proper time on all the 8 subjects, that is one. Next is, maybe you failed because you had less speed in examination, have more practice, or maybe you are not very good with the language. There are many people who have come from vernacular language. They are not very good in expressing in English. Then develop your English. If you find that you failed because you did not have the descriptive power, you did understand information technology, you understood audit, but you could not properly describe, then improve upon the descriptive skills. Or maybe you cleared in all the subjects which were like, law, income tax, you perform very well, but in accounts and FM you did not perform well. That means on memory based subjects, application based subjects, you were really very good, but when it came to logic, you did not put in so much efforts. So try to identify. See, when you lose a match of cricket, you are not lost forever. There are a number of cricket matches always. A temporary dejection is fine. It should be only temporary. But you have to analyze after the cricket match what went wrong. Whether it was on bowling side, batting side, what. And if you analyze that and you will start working, I am sure you will have once again new enthusiasm, new energy and new motivation. I am sure you will get success in the coming attempts. Thank you.
Thank you, Jai Bhai. There are also certain students who have asked the questions. I'll just read out their names because they'll be very happy. Supriya Singh, Ekta Rani, Riya Singh, Pulkit Sachdeva, Raj, Parth Shah, Atulya, Anil, Chandan Kumar and Gautam. Now, I will just read few of the questions so that you can answer them. Sir, please explain what is good team and what is the difference between team and good team? It's a very good question. What is team and what is the difference between team and good team?
Okay. So see, team means there are a few people who have come together with a unified objective. A good team requires not only a single objective, but also a very good, coordination. I'll give an example. Do one thing. From your city, you select the best guitarist. From your city, you select the best piano player. You select the best singer. You select the best drummer. You bring them all together. Don't tell them what is the audience. Don't tell them which song they have to perform. Just tell them, perform whatever you are best at. And just then, link the show with all the 4. Do you think some great music is going to come out? The answer is no. Even though you have selected the best among the best in terms of guitarist or musician, whatever singers. But after getting them together, you have to first tell them who is the target audience. Is the target audience the college people who want, fast numbers, dancing numbers, or is it some, 60, 65 years people who would like to have some, Lata Mangeshkar and Muhammad Rafi songs? Or, is it some people who are coming from the religious side of mind where you have to play some, music which is in spiritual terms? So first is, objective. When you talk about team, the foremost thing is having a clear objective and communicating very well. Because if it is not well communicated, then coordination does not come. And other thing is, in team, one has to understand that each and every person has his relevance. Each and every person has his relevance. You don't have to feel that I am the most important person. If a guitarist feels that, no. I am the most important person because I gave the scale. I was playing the chords. And the drummer says, no. I am the most important person because I gave the rhythm. And the singer says, go to hell. It was ultimately I sung the song. See, that does not work. So here comes an issue. And I think the best example of that is Rajendra Kumarji. I'll tell you the reason why. Friends, when this program was happening, Rajendra Kumarji is very senior to me, very much knowledgeable than me. So we do not expect a very senior person to be in the entire session and take care of the question answer session. And you can see how humble he is when he's taking care of each and every student's name. So here comes the issue. Whenever you get a success, learn one thing, how to share the success with others. Right? And it is said that life is an echo. Whatever you give comes back. So in a team, if I did everything, the echo effect will be that the others will also say, I did everything. That's a bad team. And if in the team you say that entire success was because of you people, the echo effect will be that they will say it is because of you. And that's a good team. So good team is about clear objective, defined, well communicated, a good coordination, and at the same time, good relationship, mutual respect and gratitude towards the other players. I think that is what a good team is about.
Thank you, Jai Bhai. In fact, one student is asking, sir, suggest some best way to improve the communication skill. In fact, that is what is the focus with which you are the chairman of this particular committee with respect to improving the communication skills. And one student is asking, sir, please tell me how many months of study is required for November 2020 examination? How to keep the flame burning within me when things are getting worse, I am tense and so many emotional problems are there, there is no mood to study. Kya hone wala hai? This is what the students are asking. Please.
Right. So, sir, I forgot the first question. Actually, two questions got mixed up. The first one was...
The first is, with respect to communication skills, suggest best ways to improve communication skills.
So I'll come to it first. Students, first you have to decide that you have to be a very good communicator. A very good communicator, for that, it is not necessary that it has to be your English language or something. First start with it. You decide, number one step, you decide I want to be a great communicator. Right? For that, confidence on one hand and humility on another hand. See, these two are not diverse things. They are Siamese twins. You require confidence that I am a good leader, and at the same time, being humble, I am a good person, can be a part of a good team. Now, once you decide that you want to be a good communicator, do one thing. You 3-4 friends get together and start interacting on some topic. Initially, you may interact with the vernacular language, whatever you feel. Maybe, Marwadi, Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, whatever language is comfortable. Start discussing on various topics. Select some mutual topics. Take some very interesting topics other than your studies and start interacting on that. Once you discuss with some 3-4 people and you're good with your vernacular language, then the next step is develop English. Start using English. Friends, what happens? Like I am from Gujarat, so my first language is Gujarati. I have to develop Gujarati as the first language. Second language, naturally, because I am in India, Hindi, it's imperative for me to understand Hindi. And because I am a chartered accountant, and friends kindly understand, a chartered accountant is a global player, and that's why I require English also. So now, start interacting with your friends in English, even if you talk for 5 minutes, even if you speak for 5 minutes. So make your 4 friends sit You speak in English for 5 minutes, then give the other person opportunity. If you keep on repeating 3 to 4 times, then slowly and gradually you'll build up the confidence. And thereafter, what you have to do is, first is, develop your vocabulary. For that, I would suggest, because you are a student, whenever you ready your study material or whatever your subject matter, whatever words comes across you, which are new, and you find that these are interesting words, put aside with their meaning. That will help you in 2 ways. It will improve your vocabulary and it will help you in your examination also. Right? When you become a chartered accountant, then whenever you are reading maybe Times of India or some beautiful book, apply the same rule. Select some good words and try to inculcate your words into your vocabulary. So one is vocabulary. Second is delivery. For delivery, what we can do is, if you are watching news, watch English news, so that you develop that accent also, because accent changes from person to person, region to region. It is said that when a person from Gujarat speaks Hindi, he speaks Hindi also in Gujarati. That is an accent. So when you start watching those type of news, your accent will also improve. So improvement in vocabulary, improvement in accent, of course, then you require improvement in grammar also. But that stage by stage you can do all these things. The first and foremost thing is a determination that you want to be a very good communicator. And believe me, a good leader is a very good communicator. The next question was regarding, I don't find mood nahi hai, I have so many emotional disturbances. Friends, believe me, more than IQ, it is EQ. The most intelligent people who are not emotionally stable are of no use to anyone. They are not assets, they are liabilities. They are liabilities for themselves, for their families and their organizations. So, let us understand. ऐसा कौन है जिसके लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं है? Who is that who is not facing difficulties? Each and every person is facing, and in each and every age, the difficulties will change. There will be challenges. Rather than problems, difficulties, tell yourself, I am facing some challenges. It's a beautiful word. And by overcoming these challenges, I'll be still better human being. I'll be much more skillful. I'll be much more confident. I'll be much better human being. So friends, this emotional drama, in most of the cases, our mind is doing drama. When we have to put in efforts. Friends, I'll tell you one thing. जब आप आम बोते हो, आम, तो 14 साल के बाद वो आम का जो बीज अभी लगाया 14 साल के बाद रिजल्ट आएगा. So at that time you are not motivated. So similarly, when you study today, you don't know after 5 years, when you become a chartered accountant, you are in the top corporate, what benefit you are going to get. So this is the time to investment, right? This is the time to sow the seeds. You cannot see the harvest. That is the reason you say, I'm bored. This emotional drama. But if you look at it, if you go through it, सर ने थोड़ी देर पहले एक ब्यूटीफुल चीज कही थी, रुक जाना नहीं तो कहीं हार के कांटों पे चल के मिलेंगे साए बहार पे. You want roses and you don't want thorns. What type of emotional disturbance is it? Roses चाहिए, thorns नहीं चाहिए. कैसे चलेगा ऐसा? It's bound to be there. Put in efforts. Friends, एक simple example से मैं बताता हूँ. आप स्टूडेंट हो ना, इससे simple example से. आपने रॉकस्टार देखी फिल्म और आपको अचानक चढ़ा, आई वॉन्ट टू बी अ ग्रेट गिटारिस्ट. अब आपने गिटार खरीदा, पहले 2 दिन बजाया, बहुत बोरिंग लगा, राइट, हाथ में लग रहा था, आपने गिटार छोड़ दिया. अरे भाई साहब, महीना निकालना पड़ता है, 1 महीना 2 महीने निकालने पड़ते हैं. गिटार पे हाथ जलते हैं, हाथ पे लगती है, बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. 6 महीने जब कोशिश करते फिर सुर निकलते हैं. ऐसे ही गिटारिस्ट नहीं बनते, आपको इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ता है. ज्यादातर लोग जो है ना, वो 6 महीने तक गिटार को कंटिन्यू नहीं करते. काश किया होता, यू वुड हैव बिकम अ ग्रेट गिटारिस्ट. सिमिलरली, पुट ऑल दिस इमोशनल डिस्टर्बेंस असाइड. ये तो चलता ही रहेगा, ये तो जिंदगी का है. इफ यू कैन लुक एट द बिगर गोल्स, तो आपका मोटिवेशन रहेगा और ये इमोशनल डिस्टर्बेंसेस थोड़े कम हो जाएंगे. जीरो नहीं होंगे, जीरो किसी की लाइफ में नहीं होते. अगर जीरो इमोशनल डिस्टर्बेंस आपकी और मेरी लाइफ में हो जाए तो हम महावीर और बुद्ध बन जाए. Let us understand. थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्बेंस इज ओके, थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्बेंस इज ओके, बट योर गोल्स शुड बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आपको क्लियर दिखना चाहिए आप क्या बनना चाहते हैं. अगर आपके गोल्स बड़े हैं तो श्योरली ये सब बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें उसके सामने. राइट, थैंक यू. सो आई थिंक, या सर.
Yeah, thank you, Jay Bhai. In fact, the office has just informed me that it's time to conclude. As it, we don't have the facility when we have a physical meeting where we extend the time also. But here, since we are on the virtual mode, we have to start on time and end on time. Really, it was great speaking to you, and in fact, great, and it was my honor that I was here and listening to you wonderfully, and all our students stood benefited by your great talk. In fact, in the last points that you were mentioning, I was only remembering that one of the finest of the songs sung by Nitin Mukesh, Zindagi हर कदम एक नई जंग है, जीत जाएंगे हम तू अगर संग है, रोज कहां ढूंढेंगे सूरज चांद सितारों को, आग लगाकर हम रोशन कर देंगे अंधियारों को. So such is the power of your speech, the words, the motivation, the emotion, the inspiration that you have given to the entire student community, the Amitabh Bachchan of Chartered Accountants. Jai Chaira ji, thank you very much. We are honored. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. आप किशोर कुमार के वॉइस है, तो आपको किशोर कुमार के वॉइस का वही स्टेटमेंट एंड करने के लिए, सीखा नहीं हमारे दिल ने प्यार में धीरज खोना, आग में जल के भी जो निखरे है वही सच्चा सोना. आई थिंक दैट इज द मैसेज टू द स्टूडेंट्स कि आग में जल के निखरे है वही सच्चा सोना. थैंक यू वेरी मच राजेंद्र जी फॉर बीइंग इन द एंटायर प्रोग्राम, मॉडरेटिंग वेरी वेल. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.